The economy is clearly struggling with record-high consumer prices, low incomes, and ongoing supply chain problems. It seems like everyone is in a difficult situation, trying to make ends meet. A recent survey by retail technology platform Swiftly revealed that almost 70% of Americans are struggling to pay for groceries, and approximately 83% are relying on coupons or loyalty programs to afford food. Even though food inflation has risen by 12.4% in the past year, prices at local stores have increased even more, with some food items doubling or quadrupling in price over the last few months. Multiple companies have also warned of further price increases through the rest of 2023. We've put together a list of 15 food staples that have experienced a significant price increase and are now unaffordable for many Americans, forcing them to make difficult decisions and cut down on their grocery list to cope with the shrinking monthly budget. Number 1. Flour. Global supplies of wheat have sharply shrunk since Russia and Ukraine, two major sources of grain for the world, stopped exporting this year. As a result, the cost of producing flour and all other food items with that ingredient has jumped to levels never seen before, according to Bloomberg. Furthermore, flour inflation between August of 2021 and August of 2022 is the worst on record, according to numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Number 2. Bread. As a direct result of high expenses and a limited supply of flour, the prices of bread skyrocketed. A few years ago, spending $10 on a regular loaf of white bread at the supermarket would have been unheard of. That kind of money would only have been spent on a specialty artisanal loaf. Obviously, this was a different era. Number 3. Butter. Whether on toast or pancakes, butter's velvety texture is universally adored. In addition to being a necessary ingredient in many of the dishes with which we grew up, butter is now considered a luxury item, and hence its price has increased by 24.6% in comparison to this time last year. Relentless increases in milk and dairy have also impacted butter's affordability. Number 4. Fresh veggies. The recent dramatic increase in the price of fresh veggies is very concerning, as they are essential to maintaining good health and a well-rounded diet. Never before has buying nutritious food cost so much. The average price of food rose by 14.37% in October, according to government statistics. However, some vegetables saw far larger price spikes. Number 5. Eggs. The price of eggs has increased by as much as 40% last year. Eggs are one of the most adaptable foods and serve as a good source of protein and collagen, both of which are crucial to the proper functioning of the human body. Many of us are seeing the cost of this staple going up even further at our local supermarkets due to consumer demand frequently outstripping the available supply. Sadly, further price increases are expected throughout 2023. Number 6. Soft drinks. You should expect to pay more for soda and even see your favorite tastes permanently disappear from the shop shelves because the carbon dioxide shortage is hurting every major soft drink manufacturer. Due to the mounting shortage, food producers are prioritizing top-selling items and ignoring some unconventional flavors. Soda prices have grown by 45% over the past 4 years, and consumer paid 13% more for the beverage in October than they did the previous year, according to data compiled by USA Today. Number 7. Beef. Steak was never the cheapest option for most families, but we could still enjoy it on special occasions. However, as the U.S. beef cattle herd has declined more quickly than anticipated while demand has remained steady, the price of meat has increased to extraordinary levels, making it unaffordable for many households. Number 8. Ice cream. The price of dairy products and frozen meals added together results in a large increase in the price of food as a whole. According to the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, ice cream prices have climbed by 12.5% last year, continuing a trend started in the 1970s. In 2022, ice cream rose to $57.34 more than it did in 1977, a 286.68% rise. Number 9. Frozen dinners. Although the pricing of frozen meals might still be disputed, their convenience is no longer a mutually beneficial benefit. According to IRI statistics, the cost of frozen food climbed by 14.2% last month after accounting for inflation, which is unquestionably a burden for many American households. Number 10. Seafood. In the past, we relied on seafood when we couldn't afford other meats. But due to the impact of extreme weather and warmer oceans, it is now almost as expensive as other meat cuts. Government forecasts indicate that the average cost of seafood climbed by 18.8% in November. Number 11. Sweets. According to Bloomberg, Over the weeks preceding Halloween, candy prices jumped on average throughout the country by 13.1%. The quick rise reflects higher sugar prices, which have been rising at a rate that has nearly doubled since June due to extreme weather, rising energy prices, and a supply chain difficulty. The Consumer Price Index for sugar and sugar-free substitutes has climbed by 17.1% since this time last year. Number 12. Cereal. Since last year, cereal prices have jumped by 25%, making them unaffordable for many households. General Mills, the company that makes Cheerios, Wheaties, and Lucky Charms, said in November that it will raise prices on its products by up to 20%. Number 13. Avocados. A number of issues, including a scarcity of fruit that started earlier this year and problems with production and delivery of Mexican avocados, are to blame for the present high price of avocados. Avocado prices are up 44% from a year ago as the time of writing, following a dip from a 114% surge in June. Number 14. Bacon. In the last year, the cost of bacon has jumped by 40%. Who would have imagined a few years ago that this fatty breakfast treat would be considered a luxury? Yet bacon costs have climbed by 68% since 2020, owing to a shortage of beef and labor issues at meat processing factories. Number 15. Coffee. According to agro-intelligence data, Brazil, one of the biggest coffee exports to the U.S., has experienced disastrous weather occurrences that have decreased this year's harvest by 20 to 30%. In reaction to the shortfall, coffee prices have increased by as much as 76%. However, it has become more difficult for many Americans to purchase this breakfast staple. The United States is facing a dire situation when it comes to food scarcity and affordability, as recently revealed by a study conducted by My Patriot Supply. Shockingly, the study indicates that 40% of Americans are currently forced to skip meals to provide food for their children, a concerning statistic that should serve as a wake-up call for all of us. It's hard to believe that just a few years ago, food insecurity was not as prevalent as it is now. The current state of affairs is alarming, and had someone predicted this back in 2020, they would have been dismissed as out of touch with reality. But now, we are witnessing the harsh reality of what was once an unlikely scenario. Sadly, the situation is only set to worsen as we move through 2023. The rising cost of fertilizer, diesel farming equipment, and extreme weather conditions have already led to a significant reduction in the amount of food that was planted and harvested in 2022. This will translate into an even more extensive shortage in the years ahead, with severe implications for those already struggling to feed themselves and their families. Thank you for watching. Please share this video and subscribe to our channel.